let's make a checkered lightning cookie. If you really want to be precise with this cookie to make this checkerboard, you could come in with a ruler, an edible pen, or your scribe and just like truly do perfectly even lines. I am just not that type of person. So for this checkerboard, I'm just eyeballing what even lines look like. So the first thing I'm going to do is not do a line down the center. I'm going to go a little bit above the center and then figure out, okay, I want roughly, I don't know, half an inch for of space between my lines. And then I'm just going to keep doing that distance from the top to the bottom. And you can see it left me with a little bit of, I need to fill this spot in at the top. And my icing wasn't coming out perfectly fine. And then it was like, I'm not going to stick to the cookie. So wipe it off, start again, and then I'm gonna turn my cookie 90 degrees. Hopefully I chose the right degree mark. I'm pretty sure I did this time. I haven't in the past. I'm pretty sure I said it right this time. And you're going to make those perpendicular lines. I do know perpendicular is the right word for that. And again, you're trying to keep them about the same distance. And we're not going to worry about the fact that like we're doing a checkerboard on a round cookie, and so we're going to have some shapes that aren't really the right square or rectangle or whatever you're wanting your checkerboard to look like. You could do a wavy checkerboard if you really want to get like not Y2K. What do we call the 2020s? If you really want to get 2020 with it. That was weird. I don't want to say that again. So after you get all of your lines, you're going to go around the outside edge of your cookie. You could say, hey, shouldn't I be doing every other one in black or something? We're not going to get that specific with it. It'll be fine. We're decorating a cookie. If you want to really plan out where the black goes so you can have black outlining the black sections, you can totally do that. I am not going to do that. And I just outlined this once. And then I'm going to come in and start filling in sections. So I'm starting with these ones that are obviously teeny tiny sections, and it's going to be easiest to fill them in as white. And then I had to think about what's every other. You can see I almost screwed it up. Thankfully, I never did screw it up. And so it might be helpful to come in with your black and just do like a dot on all the ones that are going to be black, or you could do the same thing with your white. Do a dot on all the ones that are going to be white so you don't screw it up. But I have faith in you. I have faith in you. I also think that this works better if you go line by line. I didn't. I don't know why. I just kind of filled in the ones that I wanted to at the time. Really, truly no rhyme or reason to it. I'm not going to pull my scribe out until the end because I'm going to let my icing see if it'll just fill in itself. So I don't have to do any extra work for it. And I'm also not going to worry about it kind of overflowing. I'm adding enough icing so it's puffy, but it doesn't feel like it's going to overflow. And there is a little bit of, you'll know it when you see it, you'll feel it, it'll feel right. And that's just kind of how it is with cookie decorating a little bit. You can see how puffy the icing is as I am decorating it, and it's not overflowing. Those lines are keeping it in place. And so you just want to make sure you're adding enough icing. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of divots and dents, and especially with this checkerboard cookie that we're going to add a lightning bolt on top of it. So we want it to be a pretty flat, even surface. We definitely want to make sure we're adding enough icing. And this is one thing that I see a lot. I saw it a ton with myself when I first got into cookie decorating, but a lot of the main beginner mistake I see with cookie decorating is not adding enough icing to your cookie. Don't be afraid. You can always add more icing if you're hesitant, but you also have to kind of know what you're looking for. And so I didn't have to pull up my scribe at all. My icing leveled out really, really nicely. Saw that with the yin yang cookie as well. That the white evened out really nicely, but I did have to use my scribe a little bit on the black. My black's a little bit thicker. But here are things we're going to be looking for to make sure that we know we have enough icing on the cookie. So one thing you can see in all of the white squares is the light is reflected very, very similarly. And we're not getting, if I were to move the cookie, I wouldn't be getting weird changes in how the light reflects onto the icing. Now, if it was a really wavy light, that would tell me I need to add more icing to this cookie. And we'll start seeing it on this black. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit more difficult on the black because it's a little thicker. So it's going to take a little bit more time to settle. Because that's the other thing. If your cookie hasn't settled, if the icing on your cookie hasn't settled enough, then it's going to look wavy. It's not going to look, you're not going to be able to use the light as a source to tell you if you have enough icing on your cookie or not yet. But you can see when my hand's not blocking the light from shining onto the cookie, you can see some of the earlier black squares. The light is reflecting in a very similar way to the white squares. And so that is telling me I'm adding enough icing. Now, if it wasn't reflecting the same way, if it looked like it was leaving divots in the black sections, then that would tell me that I needed to go back and add more icing there, which I could do at this point because everything is still very glossy. But your royal icing will start crusting over pretty quickly after this, and you won't be able to make changes. And so these are things that you'll learn more as you decorate, if you have enough icing on a cookie or not. And as a beginner, almost always just add a little bit more icing. It'll be fine. It'll work out just fine. But you can definitely use the light to tell you, are things looking how they need to look. Now we set the cookie aside and we are going to bring it back when it's matted over, when it's not as glossy anymore, so that this lightning bolt can really stand out. And the first cookie I did with the lightning bolt, I was like, man, I don't need any directions. Who doesn't know how to make a lightning bolt? And joke's on me, it was me. I did not know how to make a lightning bolt. One thing that helped was realizing that the bottom line of the lightning bolt lines up with the top end line of the lightning bolt. So I did 2 lines that were directly in line with each other. I'm saying line a lot. And then that top left line is going to create that kind of like rectangular square at the top, and also meet's not quite the right word, but be on the same level as that bottom left line. And so then you can create this kind of structured look to your lightning bolt. And then once you have the outline, you fill it in. That's an easy part, right? We know how to fill things in. And I'm just coming in with my icing and adding a few little extra drops of icing anywhere that I feel like needs to be filled in a little bit more. And then I'm using my scribe, because this is a lightning bolt, we want to have our sharp edges. I'm using my scribe to kind of drag out the icing so I can get those little bit more crisp corners, crisp edges. And I am wiping off my scribe in between each one. I don't know why. I think it's just habit, really. I don't need to, because I am just touching yellow icing and I'm just moving the yellow icing around, but I truly think it is just habit. But I am also letting it settle a little bit, because sometimes it'll kind of retract and pull back on itself when I want it to stay pointy. And I'm just gonna let it move a little bit before I come in with my blue icing, and we're just looking to do an outline. So because we're just doing an outline, I do want to be a little bit more precise with how my line work is going. It doesn't have to be straight onto the checkerboard outline. I was doing my outline kind of halfway in between of looking to fall right onto the checkerboard and just looking to fall right onto the yellow. Again, we're doing a 90s doodle, so nothing about this screams perfection. One thing that always helps me is using my little turntable to get the cookie in a direction that makes it easiest for me to pipe how I need to pipe. So I recommend doing that with your own cookie so you can have your checkerboard lightning. Check out all 5 cookies from the 90s Doodles collection and give them a try. If you do, please tag me literally anywhere online or email me.